Hi there, I'm Janine. This is my podcast, Quest for You, and we are on episode 227 already. How's your day? How's your week? Reach out to me. I would love to hear from you. I can see there's people listening from all over the world, and say hi. Stop by my website and just tell me where you're listening from and how you like this podcast. I would love some feedback. I really do. The only people that give me feedback are my close friends. So I need your help. Also, even though you don't know me and I don't know you. And if you've listened to my podcast for a while, you know I talked about meditation in the beginning quite a bit. Well, recently I haven't talked about meditation. Last year, I did really well with my meditation practice. But I'm very honest with you. This year has been hard. Can't seem to find the motivation for it. Even though I know how important it is for me, how much better I feel, how clearer my mind is, how much more stable and grounded I feel. But what I have done more of is spend time in silence. Simply being silent. Nothing complicated. Just quiet time, no noise, no devices, no distractions. Alone time with my thoughts and feelings. Being almost like an outside witness to them, watching them, and at the same time acknowledging them. Jealous again. Or, wow, feeling lonely again. Or, sensing rejection, not feeling accepted or loved. And then questioning them, figuring out where they come from and why they are there. I wonder why, and why now? Or what happened to bring this about? Not for every thought or every feeling, but the strong ones. You know which ones. Those that seem to throw you off, that get your blood racing, that pinch a little. Those rare ones that you thought disappeared a long time ago. But they seemingly come out of nowhere, triggered often by the people close to us. Their words, actions, their connection with our life, sparking thoughts and feelings that stay with us longer than others, that weigh a little heavier and pull our attention away from our responsibilities, and those that make us act in ways we otherwise wouldn't. I have found silence to be a great companion in those moments when my thoughts and feelings seem to overwhelm me. Because as long as the music or the podcast plays, I'm only tuning them out. And as long as I plan and do and run around keeping busy, I only run away from them. But those thoughts, those that follow you and won't leave you alone, they beg for your attention. They want to be heard, seen and understood. And it takes courage to face them. And the moment they rise up, you feel compelled to shut them out. So you respond way too quickly. You react much too soon. Or you turn the other direction and ignore them, hoping they will go away. You think you can't deal with them. Maybe you believe you are not equipped to handle them. But it is in the silence with yourself that you will find that you are. That you can deal with them. That you can analyze and control them, and that, most of all, you can understand them. Listen to this quote from Elizabeth Gilbert. We search for happiness everywhere, but we are like Tolstoy's fabled beggar who spent his life sitting on a pot of gold under him the whole time. Your treasure, your perfection, is within you already, but to claim it, you must leave the busy commotion of the mind and abandon the desires of the ego, and enter into the silence of the heart. It's in the silence with self that you can find peace with yourself. That's when the answers will come to you, almost effortlessly, simply because you are making room to listen. I think silence came first. From silence came thought, and from thought arose the ego, and from ego came speech. So silence, in essence, is source, home base, as I like to call it. Words are our tool for communication, but words also create a lot of havoc. They distance us from source. They often fill space that doesn't need to be filled. So if speech is effective most of the time, imagine how much more so must be its source. In this loud and complex world, we underestimate silence. We talk, we text, we comment all day long because we think it's the only way that we can express ourselves. We look for answers in uplifting Instagram quotes, in the comments we get on our selfies that we post, and in the many distractions modern technology offers. There's never a dull moment anymore. You can pull always your phone out and play a silly game to keep your mind out of silence. And when we realize that we need peace and silence, we purchase expensive meditation retreats or travel to faraway places, when really silence can be found anywhere. Right here, right now. I can be silent for a second. This following quote describes it well. How much better is silence? The coffee cup, the table. How much better to sit by myself, like the solitary seabird that opens its wings on the stake. Let me sit here forever, with bare things, this coffee cup, this knife, this fork, things in themselves, myself being myself. It's by Virginia Woolf. When I speak about silence, I'm not talking about meditation or any other directed discipline. With silence, I mean just that. Silence, as in, you don't speak. Your external world stops, and your internal chatter dissipates. That's it. Anyone can do this. Anyone, anytime, any place. I find silence in unexpected moments and places. Sometimes simply by sitting in my room, at my desk in the early morning hours. Sometimes in my car when I turn everything off. Definitely in nature, as it offers the most beautiful form of silence I believe there is. And sometimes even in loud places, when there is background noise, but where I am myself very still. It's in the silence that I get answers, ideas, and that my creativity sparks. Wayne Dwyer said it well in this quote. Everything that's created comes out of silence. Your thoughts emerge from the nothingness of silence. Your words come out of this void. Your very essence emerged from emptiness. All creativity requires some stillness. Silence is a powerful tool, and we all have access to it at any time, but yet we hardly take advantage of it. Silence is not only there so we can analyze our thoughts. It can serve many purposes. It can simply be a break, a reflection on a beautiful moment, a replay of an event that went by too fast. When I come into silence, I bring my thoughts and I hang them out to dry, like wet clothes, on a line, piece by piece, and I let the wind take them and whirl them around, this way and that, and as they dry, slowly, without disturbing them, I gain perspective, I gain clarity, I'm able to see which ones are important, I understand them better, and I can put them into words that are clearer, more honest, and more genuine. Silence is self-care. It's taking a step back from the quick responding and reacting, and it allows time for a check-in with yourself. Silence gives you the freedom to see the events of your life from a distance. Silence is presence with yourself in its simplest form. Silence brings more clarity and perspective. It engraves your memories more deeply. Noise suppresses and subverts your memories, but silence strengthens and focuses them. Silence is so powerful. I encourage you to seek it when you can, and also to notice it when it arrives unexpectedly, and then take advantage of it. Relax into it. Don't reach for your phone or any other device. Just allow your thoughts and feelings to flutter in the wind and see what comes out of it. And I want to end with a short poem by one of my favorite writers, Pablo Neruda. If we are not so single-minded about keeping our lives moving and for once could do nothing, perhaps a huge silence might interrupt the sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. perhaps the world can teach us is when everything seems dead, but later proves to be alive. So much love from me to you, and I'll talk to you soon.